My name is Amy. I own a small bakery in New York. Every day, I wake up early. The city still sleeps outside my window. I make coffee, tie my apron, and check my phone. Orders, emails, and messages wait for me. My phone is always in my hand. It is part of my morning routine. That day, I was late for work. I hurried down the street with my coffee. The air was cold and sharp. People rushed by with tired faces. I looked down at my phone for a second. At that same moment, someone ran toward me. He carried a roll of papers and a phone. His gray coat moved fast in the wind. He looked up too late. We crashed. My coffee spilled across the sidewalk. His papers flew like white birds. Our phones hit the ground hard. We both said sorry at the same time. We bent down to pick them up. He smiled once, quickly, then ran off again. I didn't even see his face clearly. I was already late. In the bakery, I turned on the lights. The smell of butter and flour filled the air. I wiped the counter and reached for my phone. The screen lit up. A golden retriever sat on a couch. I stopped moving. I don't have a dog. I don't even like fur on my clothes. This phone wasn't mine. My phone case was pink with a small crack. This one was black and clean. My heart sank. I had grabbed the wrong phone. The man on the street must have mine. I looked at the screen. The name Chris appeared in a message. The messages were about buildings and drawings. He must be an architect. I didn't know how to reach him. His phone was locked, but the email app was open. I typed a short note. Hi, this is Amy. I think we switched phones this morning. Please reply if you see this. Then I waited. Hours passed. Customers came and left. The oven beeped. I forgot about the phone for a while. Then an email arrived.
Hi Amy. Yes, I think we did switch phones. I'm so sorry. I'm actually out of the city right now. I'm on a business trip in Chicago for 5 days. It's hard to meet soon. Can we find another way?
I sighed with relief. At least he replied. But 5 days was long. Still, there was nothing we could do. He added another line.
You can use my phone if you need to. I'll take care of yours. We'll meet when I'm back.
I smiled. That sounded kind and calm. He trusted me, and I trusted him. I used his phone to check my bakery's emails. But I also saw small pieces of his world. There were photos of tall buildings. A dog named Max playing in a park. Coffee cups, morning skies, and sketches. There was one note that said "Don't give up." I liked that message. It felt warm. At night, I opened his phone again. I looked at his dog's photo and smiled. He looked happy, like a good friend. The next morning, I baked more cinnamon rolls. I thought maybe Chris liked sweet things. Architects always look serious, but maybe not always. Later, another message came from him.
Hope my phone behaves well.
I laughed and wrote back. It's fine. Smells like sugar now. He replied.
My phone is jealous of your bakery.
That made me smile all day. We started to send small messages. He asked about my mornings. I asked about his trip. He said Chicago was cold. He said he missed his dog. He said the hotel bread was terrible. I said I would bake him real bread when he returned. He said that was the best deal he ever made. Every day we sent a few words. Short, simple, warm. Our messages made the distance feel small. I started to wait for his emails. Sometimes, I checked his phone, just to see if he wrote. One night, I saw a new message. It said, "See you soon, Clara." My heart dropped. Clara sounded close to him. Maybe his girlfriend. I felt silly for smiling at his messages. I didn't reply that night. The next morning, he noticed.
Are you okay?
He wrote.
You sound quiet today.
I replied, just busy. He didn't write for a while. That evening, another message came. Clara is my sister. She helps me with my work sometimes. I hope you didn't misunderstand. I felt my cheeks grow warm. I laughed at myself. I typed back, good. I was worried Max would get a new mom. He replied.
Max says he's loyal.
We talked more after that. He told me stories about his projects. I told him stories about the bakery. We shared small secrets, nothing big. He said he was tired of hotel food. I sent him pictures of my pastries. He said they looked like heaven. He sent me a photo of the city lights from his window. I liked how he saw the world. The week passed slowly. He said he would return on Friday night. We planned to meet on Saturday morning. I promised to bring cinnamon rolls. He said he'd bring my phone safely home. He joked.
Your phone is on a trip too.
That night, I couldn't sleep. It felt strange, how close I felt to someone I hadn't really met. I knew his handwriting, his words, his jokes. But I didn't know his voice. Still, I felt I already did. Saturday morning came. The bakery smelled of sugar and bread. I cleaned the tables twice. The bell over the door rang. He stood there with my pink phone in his hand. He looked the same as before, but clearer. His hair was messy from travel. His smile was calm.
Hi, Amy?
He asked softly. Yes, I said, and smiled back. He gave me my phone carefully. I gave him his black one. Our fingers touched for a moment. It was short but warm. He looked around my bakery.
It smells amazing.
He said. I gave him a cinnamon roll. He took a bite and closed his eyes.
This is perfect.
he said. I laughed. You say that because you're tired,
Maybe.
he said.
Or maybe because it's true.
He sat by the window. We talked about his trip, about work, about New York traffic. It felt easy. He didn't look like a stranger anymore. When he left, he said,
I'll come again. Not for the phone. For the rolls.
I said, I'll save one for you. That night, a message came.
Right phone. Right person.
I stared at it for a long time. Then I smiled and wrote back. Maybe fate knows how to text. Days passed. He started to visit often. Sometimes in the morning before work. Sometimes late, when the city was quiet. He helped me fix a shelf once. I gave him cookies for thanks. He laughed and said, I was bad for his diet. I told him I liked that problem. We never said big words like love. But our days grew softer. We shared small, honest moments. He told me he liked my steady way. I told him I liked his calm heart. Soon he brought Max to the bakery. The dog sat near the counter, wagging his tail. Customers smiled and took photos. Chris helped serve coffee that day. He looked happy and bright. I looked at him and felt something warm grow inside. Weeks passed. We started walking together after closing time. We talked about everything and nothing. We planned small things. Movies. Dinner. A walk in the park. Sometimes silence was enough. I often think about that morning crash. The spilled coffee. The flying papers. The two phones on the ground. It was a mess, but it brought something new. It brought him into my life. It brought laughter to my long mornings. It made my bakery feel alive. Now we sit together on quiet evenings. He sketches on paper. I read recipes next to him. Max sleeps under the table. Our phones rest side by side. They don't buzz much anymore. We talk instead. We laugh easily. Sometimes, I think about how one small accident can change everything. 1 second on a busy street. One spilled coffee. One wrong phone. And a right person waiting at the other end. I look at him and smile. I say, "You still run too fast." He laughs.
You still hold your phone while walking.
We both laugh. It feels like home. I open the bakery every morning. He stops by before work. He kisses me once, soft and quick. He says,
See you tonight.
I say, don't forget Max's treat. Then the door closes, and the smell of bread fills the air. Sometimes I still think of his first message.
Sorry, I'm away on a trip.
That simple line started everything. It made time slow down. It made two strangers talk. It made two lives connect. Now I understand something. Sometimes, love doesn't rush in. Sometimes, it waits behind a busy morning. Sometimes, it hides inside a wrong phone. And when it finally arrives, it feels simple. It feels right. It feels like us.